Well, as you know, the history of how I came into business is, of course, all about manufacturing clothes for big brands in Europe like Zara, H&M, Mango, and so on. We've been doing this for a decade, more than a decade, right? And then I always thought there's a space in Indian market if we can make for the brands like them. And the forte for our company was we were very strong in design. And whatever we were selling to the brands, even like Zara and H&M, it was 90% our designs to them. So we thought that if that is something we can design for them, understanding their market, why can't we do it for our own market? And there is a huge space in the market, and why not? So it was always a very strong thing in the mind that yes, we can do it for India if we show them what we can do actually. So then we started this with the fashion stuff, right? Okay, we'll do in ladies fashion only, and that's for sure is the forte. And what I see is the most important thing was to position your brand right, and which, of course, I think was the forte for us initially. That first 2 years, we wanted to totally focus on positioning the brand, that this is the brand. And what I believe still, whatever surveys we have done so far, that what we come to understand is that the consumer that is B2C, for them, they believe it's an international brand. They don't know it's a brand from India, they don't care, because the product speaks. And I think the whole idea is about the product. And that is also what I learned from my experience working with all the international brands, that it's all about the product end of the day. Means we talk about locations and this and that. Of course, location is important, but end of the day, it's the product. It's the product experience which brings a consumer back to your store. And it's, of course, location does matter from time to time, but still, end of the day, it's the product. If your product is right, and the product experience when the consumer uses it is right, of course, in the mind, it doesn't matter. And especially, I would say, for women's Western wear as is concerned, it's end of the day, it's absolutely the product. National, international brand doesn't matter end of the day when the consumer is consuming the product. For them, it should be the right product. So what I would say is that, of course, your positioning of the brand and the product, these two things plays the main role, and this is what, of course, is what my learning came from the international brands. And if you talk about what we have to say on as a national brand to international brands would be, I think we understand our market better than them. So we can make a right blend. And we, of course, can also go, as he spoke about, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, right? It's much, much easier for us to penetrate there and to understand the market, to understand the behavior of doing business in those cities. Whereas for the international brands to learn that part would take a while to understand, and to understand the atmosphere, the whole mindset of doing business in those cities is going to be a challenge for them. And of course, as we are the one who would understand and make the product how we want the product to be designed, whereas the international brands would have a certain size to come into India before they start to make a product specifically for India. So they would still keep on continuing buying from the global buying. From the global buying, they will buy something for India. But they will not go and start designing for India. So that challenge, of course, they would have, and they would for sure take a while again to come and start working on those things.